Hi all, it's Mike here. While we've been on our lockdown for 14 weeks now, I noticed on the computer these drawings of houses. So I thought it would be a good idea to make one, or try to make one. This is my first attempt at doing that drawing. So far, this is the lower flooring of the said drawing. Now, if you like to see these being made, then let me know, and I'll try to do this as often as you would like. This is my first time doing this, so be a bit lenient with me, because, as I say, it's the first time I've done it. Now, as regards to materials in what I use, I bought 1,000 wood coffee stirrers online. These are the plankings that do, and also the roofing. Also, I have bought lollipop sticks, which I bought 1,000 of, which there they are. These are my my supplies that I use. Now, you can online get long matches to do the structures. As you can see, each one of these structures can be done by matches, but I decided, because I've got the equipment, to make my own. Now, what I've got is, the best thing to use is softwoods. Now, with the softwoods, as you can see, the grains are running the length of the wood. I used my bandsaw to cut strips, and then these square pieces of wood, similar to matchsticks. Also, you could use, I broke down a wardrobe, and the wood in the wardrobe is it's softwood, right? It's like boxwood, and it's very easy and light to cut. That's if you've got a bandsaw, that is, to use that. So, what I'm going to do now is I'm going to attempt to do the second floor. As you can see, the first floor is done, right, with opening doors. I've got them with opening doors. And there's another door there. Windows are just plastic, the sort that you get that you want to laminate. I use the laminated pouches because I've got a machine, and I put them through without any pictures in, and what happens then is I use that to do the windows. I glue them on with spray adhesive. I tried with the wood adhesive, which I use for building all the other stuff. Because with the wood on plastic it didn't stick very well. So I've got some carpet spray adhesive left, so I use that instead, and it's like it's very tactile and you can manoeuvre it before it goes off, which I found quite good. So once I've cut my my pieces that I'm going to use, I sand them down till they get a nice decent piece of wood to use. So that's what I shall be doing later on, because I cut these this morning. What I'm going to do is I'm going to work on the next floor. So these, with the lollipop sticks, I will glue them together to form the next layer of the building, and that is what I am going to do now. So I hope that you are interested in what I am doing. If you'd let me know, because as I say, this is the first time I've done this. So be a bit lenient with me, and if you are interested in seeing what I do, then that's fine. If you want to do one yourself, I am quite willing to help you and advise you on how to do it. Now that I'm retired from work, I've got more time to do this sort of thing. So I have made different things to make the materials in order to make the building. I can show you those later as we progress through each phase of the build. So what I've got here is I've got a lollipop stick and I've got it in half, and you can see that by doing that I can get a full length of the foundation. All these are ready to be glued. I have my cutters. I have a saw as well, saw blade. But if you haven't got one of these, what I did was I made this. This is a small guide which goes 45s and straight edge, and what I do is whatever length I want, I place in there, and with this blade, because it's a smaller teeth blade, it's a lot better for cutting. and I just do it nice and gentle, let the saw do the cutting, and it cuts to the right size. Other than that, because I've got another machine, I can cut it to whatever length I want with that, so a lot easier. But if you're interested in doing these, then you know you could come up with your own. That's entirely up to you. Or if you prefer just to watch me do it, it's no problem. No problem whatsoever. I enjoy doing the things that I do, and I hope you do too. So, what I'm going to do now is, with a sharp pencil, mark my sticks, cut them with the cutters, get my glue. As I said, I prefer wood glue because it's a lot stronger, I find, than using super glue. And then I've got these clamps to help me as well. Make sure that's flat. Put that on there. Let that go off. Get the other one. Put it on there. The more pressure you put on these, the stronger it becomes, especially with wood glue. It takes a little bit longer than, say, super glue, but why rush things? You know, I don't believe in rushing, in doing anything, because if you start rushing stuff, it's not going to come out right. Now I've got these glass pieces. These are toughened glass that I've got out of an old glass door in the conservatory that broke. The wind broke it. The hurricane that we had blew the door open, smashed my door. But I've got all these glass panes, so I've used these because I found that when you're using wood glue, if you're working on any like wood surface or surfaces like this, it will stick to it. So what I use glass, because the wood glue doesn't stick to glass, so that is a lot better. Set square. But to get it right, as you can see, that's where on that line where they join, so you've got ample material either side for when you're doing the floorboards. The joists for the floorboards for the next level. If I was to show you, take that out for a second, show you underneath, you will see these are all the lollipop sticks that are joined together to make the joists for the flooring. Now, the main thing that when doing these that we have to think about is the size. Now, when I saw these drawings, because there's quite a few online on the computer, I printed this one off. There's no dimensions for this, so I had to work all the dimensions out myself. And once you get your scale right, all this will come into place quite easily. As you can see, each board is quite level with the top of the first floor. See your windows, see, in order to finish the ground floor, where I've got the end pieces, I've just got that one and this corner here to finish off, which is no problem at all. But as you can see, what I'm doing is I want to get cracking on the next floor, doing the joists. What I want to do, or prepare to do, is when the next floor is complete, I am not going to glue it to this. I want it so that you can lift the one floor off and see what's inside, and you can do whatever you want inside. If you want to make furniture, it's no problem at all, you can. And that's the reason why I want to do this next floor that's not glued to the base. So that's what I'm going to attempt to do. So I hope you're going to enjoy watching me do these. I won't be talking all the time. You'll be glad to hear about that. So when I have got things to say, I will talk to the camera. base took me about 3 weeks to do, if not longer. I'm not sure when I started, but once this is finished, we can go through others and try different models out and do it from scratch. That way then I can show you what to do from the beginning, because this is the first project that I've done in building little houses. I've done other projects, larger projects, but this is the first build of small houses that I'll show you how to build if you want to build them yourself. As I said, if not, you can just watch me do, if that pleases you, in making them. it is waiting for the glue to cure. I mean, I could be doing a lot of the floor, you know, the joists, while these are curing. But there's no need to rush it. There's still a lot of things to do. To the build. I'm hoping that you're enjoying what you see. As I've said, if you want to try and do this yourself, by all means. If you need help, just get in touch and I'll do what I can. Sometimes I use a little saw, sometimes I just cut through. You can use a pair of secateurs. And they cut pretty well, as you can see. If you make mistakes, it's no problem. Just keep your wood. It might come in useful for something else. And just cut another piece. I mean, I showed you I bought the stirrers, but there is another way of getting them. If you go to when they're open, that is, after this COVID-19 is all finished, you go to Costa's or McDonald's, where they've got these stirrers for your coffee and tea. If you ask them if they would sell you some, which I've done before, and what they did, they said as long as you give a donation, I got a bag, and it was a bag of 1,000, and you could put, I put a £5 in, which is more than enough. Because as I said, these ones cost me over £10, £2.50 for the product, but the rest of it was for packaging and postage. So there are easier ways of getting these stirrers, right? Is by going to Costa or Mickey D's and asking them if they would sell you some. And I dare say they would, because if you tell them that you make models out of them, they're more than willing to sell you some as a donation. So that's what I do anyway. As I say, if you don't feel like making them yourself, you can just watch me build these as it goes along. I'm quite happy to show you, how I go about doing it. Hope you enjoy what you see. If you would give me some feedback, I'd most be grateful. As I said before, this is my first time doing this, and I hope to get better at showing you how to do the buildings. I mean, with the little roof that I put on the top of there, all that is the ends, right, of your stirrers that you cut off to make your planks. So if you save all the ends, yeah, there's your roof. That's what I've done. And it is very, very effective. I mean, okay, I did line it first that way, going down on the top of the roof, because I don't know whether you could see the roof. Underneath there, you can see through the window, right, there's that underneath. So I had to line it that way first before I could do the small tiles across the top. So you never throw any pieces away that you don't use. Keep them. Like I've got different ones I've cut there. I've got the square pieces, because where the windows are, you've got little tiny pieces to cut. Smaller than that sometimes. See? Smaller than that. So don't throw them away if you're making your own. That's all the odds and bits. I'll show you how to, later on, when I'm doing the boarding, how to split one of these down the middle. I've got a board that I made, which is here. And what it is, the stirrer goes in the middle, and with your knife you carefully go across the middle in order to get a small slither for the window frames and the door frames. Because by doing it about half, it's just about right size. So that's what I've done there. These ones I've cut that are 45 degree angle. That is for the top, where you've got the angle like a picture frame, where it joins together. That's what that's for. And you can use the same with your lollipop sticks. is when you cut them, save the ends, because they're bigger tiles. If you want bigger tiles, it's entirely up to you. But I prefer the smaller one because it looks a bit more authentic. This is what I was saying about, on the glass it doesn't stick, on wood, see, it sticks. So you've got to take that very carefully. Right. While these go off, I'm going to sign off now because the temperature here is getting really high. Hope you enjoyed what you've seen so far, and I hope to make some more and continue building this structure for this little house. I hope I've been informative for you. Please let me know, and I will sign off. Thank you. Be good, be kind to each other, and thank you very much. This is Mike signing off. Bye.